Hello, everyone. Welcome to Life Mindset, where we explore valuable life principles. In the information age, each of us is exposed to an overwhelming amount of information daily, often hundreds, thousands, or even tens of thousands of times more than what people in the past could access. However, have you noticed that the depth of thought in modern individuals seems to lag far behind that of people from previous generations? Less than 5% of people today possess the ability to think independently. Why is this? Despite the enormous amount of information we encounter daily, much of it is actually filtered and shaped by others to serve their own purposes. As a result, many people live their entire lives believing in illusions, with their minds clouded by fake information. I understand that your life is busy, and what I'm saying may be difficult to absorb, especially after just one listen. My suggestion is to watch this video until the end, listen to it repeatedly whenever you can, or even while doing housework. Share and save the list of methods for easy access. I am confident that within a few months, your mindset will grow significantly, reaching new heights. Ancient wisdom sends its warm greetings to you all. The most fundamental difference between those who are awakened and those who are asleep is the ability to see through the basic laws that govern the world. Once you awaken and gain insight, you will understand that the world operates under two sets of rules. Everything you hear and see is, in fact, a trap. These two sets of rules are: the first, focused on righteousness and morality, which is noble and grand and can be freely discussed in public, and the second, which is more practical, helping you establish your life and career, and should only be discussed in private circles. The morality of the first system cannot be widely shared. It's just a facade. The true benefits come from the second system. The knowledge we encounter from childhood to adulthood primarily stems from the first system. People constantly calculate their own benefits in their hearts. That's the rule of the second system. The truly skilled individuals are those who use the first system as a tool to achieve the goals of the second. Almost everyone wears the shiny cloak of morality, while secretly finding ways to profit for themselves. They speak the rules of morality, but in their hearts, they follow the rules of benefits. Therefore, never allow the first system to deceive you. Use the second system to see through things. For example, you cannot simply listen to what someone says. You must also observe what they do. The first system is just a trap. You cannot rely on it to settle down, become successful, or gain fame. To understand people's behavior, you need to analyze it based on the second system, the method of analyzing benefits. Benefits are the primary motivators behind human actions. This method of analyzing benefits will never go out of date. For instance, once my friends and I went on a trip. Since we had a lot of luggage and were unfamiliar with the local area, one of my friends secretly gave the hotel staff 500 yuan as a tip. Over the following days, the staff member was extremely helpful, arranging everything from travel plans to luggage. Later, he said to us, "If you want someone's help, you must first understand what you can offer them. Outside of benefits, there can be no other relationship. Money is the best way to express this." The 500 yuan wasn't a large sum, but it was far more useful than saying 10 pleasant-sounding words or pretending to be friendly. This is the method of analyzing benefits. Many people approach others with clear intentions, knowing exactly what they want, but they never stop to consider what they can offer in return. Before you ask for something, think carefully about what you can bring to the other person. Is your offering something they truly need? In the world of adults, you must understand these 4 words: exchange value. If the benefits of the second system aren't realized, you will forever remain dependent on the first system. The moral relationships between two people will be nothing more than superficial interactions. While progress in history is continuous, the fundamental rules remain unchanged. The world grows stronger, but human nature remains constant. Avoiding harm is an instinct, but benefits are the most powerful motivator driving human actions. The second system is something that must be practiced, not merely spoken. The operation of the world requires both systems. The first system may resemble the rules that govern interactions between two people, a form of politeness or courtesy. For example, we sometimes engage in small talk, knowing full well that we are just exchanging pleasantries, and we also know that the other party is not being entirely truthful. Yet both parties continue to follow this system. No matter how humans evolve, we must still adhere to the first system to avoid appearing too pragmatic, as Confucius advised in his time. Qu Yi, a contemporary of Confucius, was undoubtedly talented, yet he wasn't as celebrated as Confucius. Why? Because his theories were focused on the second system, which should be kept private, not shared publicly. There is a saying, true maturity is seeing the truth without saying it, referring to the second system. You can apply it, but never speak of it. Once you speak of it, you will be misunderstood. In this world, those who speak the truth often appear as villains, while many villains attempt to pose as gentlemen. So, how can we upgrade ourselves quickly? This is an effective method that anyone can learn and apply. Whoever masters this will experience a significant improvement immediately. This system is something you won't hear elsewhere. It has 3 levels. Ordinary but talented individuals grasp only the first level surface, and even that sets them apart from the majority. However, to understand the second and third levels, you need intuition and destiny. Let me briefly explain. The first level is the perception of most skilled individuals around us. They clearly understand that this world is an illusion, but they control what is real. They can control what is visible, but not the invisible. People who fail to break through are limited by the world's forms, trapped by what they see and hear. They mistake appearance for reality. For example, today someone is kind to them, and they assume that person is genuinely kind. Tomorrow, the same person treats them poorly, and they immediately label that person as bad. In the information age, we each have access to more information daily than people in the past could ever imagine. Yet the depth of modern thinking is far behind that of ancient individuals. Less than 5% of people can think independently. Why is this? Because although we encounter an overwhelming amount of information daily, most of it is filtered to show us only what others want us to see. This leads many to spend their lives with minds filled with shallow, fake knowledge. So, how do the masters succeed? It's simple. They don't focus on the surface. They look for answers in the deeper principles and rules of human nature, as well as the will of heaven, elements that most people overlook. Masters see the world from a higher vantage point, considering benefits from the past, present, and future to predict outcomes. How could they not be accurate? Masters rarely suffer because they understand that existence is rational and that change, appearance, and disappearance are all part of the natural order. The only difference is the time frame. Those who understand this possess a powerful soul, nearly invincible. Success is not a problem. The world does not truly contain time and space. What we perceive as the flow of time is, in fact, just different types of changes. And all changes are governed by destiny. Those who grasp this destiny understand the will of heaven. They are like mathematicians or any other experts who can achieve anything. This is only the second level, and those who understand it have the potential to become saints. Now, let's move on to the third level. The third level, everyone in the world is you. There is no one else but you. Every change is a struggle, a tug of war, a confrontation between you and yourself. Buddha is you. The demon is you. The beast is you. The human is you. The ultimate goal is for you to realize all of this and reconcile with yourself. The second truth of the world is that there is no absolute good or bad, no beauty or ugliness. Everything is natural. I am the universe, and the universe is me. Everything is an illusion. The more you desire something, the more you find yourself lacking it. The wisdom of the world is to distance yourself from the chaos of dreams. You can reach nirvana, and the path to enlightenment is to stop desiring and let go of the contradictions within your heart. Understanding this deeper level will lead to ultimate peace. In summary, change your perception and actions, and you will change your destiny. When you truly grasp the principles, you will see that all of life's challenges are simply reflections of your inner world. Whether it's happiness, sadness, or even envy, it all originates from your mindset. When you understand this, you will no longer be trapped by the external world, and your mind will find peace. Remember, at this very moment, anyone is in a state of unity of knowledge and action. Your actions are merely expressions of your subconscious. This must be remembered because it directly connects to the following. The subconscious is what Wang Yangming referred to. It's not just an abstract concept, but something real that drives your actions. The subconscious manages your self-awareness, the seventh sense. Beyond the six senses, sight, hearing, taste, touch, smell, and thought, there exists the mind within these senses. This is what we typically refer to as mindfulness. It governs your awareness of your actions, such as recognizing that smoking is harmful to your health, sleeping early benefits your body, exercising is good for you, and reading books is important. However, this mindfulness is shaped by the subconscious, and it alone cannot decide anything. The subconscious controls your actions, which is what Wang Yangming referred to when he discussed the concepts of good and bad. Wang Yangming's first statement is about personal discrimination, which creates one's ego, and from this, good and bad virtues arise. His second statement emphasizes that you must allow the subconscious to truly understand what is good and what is bad. This is true conscience. Wang Yangming, a renowned thinker during the Ming Dynasty, grasped the truth of life and created a secret method to purify the soul. He believed that in life, everyone will face numerous complex problems, and we are often overwhelmed with countless tasks each day. Yet in the end, everything we confront is just a reflection of our own emotions and perceptions. For example, during the Lunar New Year, when you return home to reunite with family, everyone else is driving Mercedes-Benz or BMWs, but you're driving a used car worth only 100 million VNA. They constantly imply that your car is unsafe, has a weak engine, poor interior, and lacks a luxurious logo. How would you feel? But what if the situation were different and you were driving a luxury car worth millions? How would you feel then? Yes, the problem lies in the context. Clearly, the reunion is the same and the people talking are the same, but why does your mood change so drastically in different circumstances? If you can understand this, you will experience a true transformation. In reality, the feelings caused by birth, aging, illness, and death are real, but everything else, joy, sadness, hatred, envy, and greed, is just a reflection of your inner state. All emotions don't exist objectively. They stem from your false thoughts and the external activities around you. The material world outside is singular, but within each of us is a unique world, and each world is different. This is the meaning of Wang Yangming's words. The mind is without objects. The sea is the sea, but it doesn't represent vastness. The moon is the moon, but it doesn't represent yearning. All definitions are created by humans. For instance, people say the fragrance of the plum flower is cold, but it's only because it's a plum flower. Without the cold, it wouldn't be a plum flower anymore. If you can look beyond the essence of things, you will be able to move freely between different emotions without being constrained by human limitations. At this point, you will become an invincible force, capable of communicating with anyone and handling anything. After his spiritual awakening, Wang Yangming fully understood the truth of life. His enlightenment came after deep contemplation. He believed that the attitude of the soul determines our actions. Hence, the saying, unity of knowledge and action, refers to understanding the meaning of the mind. It's not difficult to comprehend. For example, when parents grow old, children instinctively know they must show filial piety. This is the knowledge, and the actions and expressions of filial piety are the action. These two are unified. They don't exist independently of each other. However, to truly grasp the meaning of these four words, it's not as simple as it seems. Essentially, the mind of a human is neither good nor bad. But the moment a thought arises, there is good and bad. After his spiritual awakening, Wang Yangming became even more convinced that a mind unclouded by mistakes is the highest truth. One doesn't need to search for this externally. It can be found within their own heart. He believed that the mind is singular, and there's no need to distinguish between the human mind and the Taoist mind. One simply needs to cultivate their mind, remove negative thoughts, and maintain alignment with heavenly principles. Our mind is the origin of all meanings, and everything will naturally emerge. Whether or not it disturbs our hearts depends on us. Even if the sky falls and floods overwhelm the world, as long as my heart remains peaceful, the world will always remain stable. All problems of the mind ultimately stem from issues with the mental state. Everything in life, no matter how dangerous, cannot harm me as long as my mind remains still. I will not transmit any of my thoughts to others. This is the power of spiritual learning. Wang Yangming said that your subconscious controls your life, but you call it destiny. In earlier sections, we discussed how Wang Yangming discovered something similar to the subconscious in human thought that influences actions. He stated that if you truly understand this, it will immediately bring about changes in your current circumstances, and you will meet your fate head on. This content is meant for only a small group of people. Those who follow the mindset of the masses should quickly watch videos of beautiful girls and boys. Don't waste your time. Think about it. When Wang Yangming was in his study in Longchang, he reflected, I have thought a lot throughout my life, but still, I haven't succeeded. In fact, I have only placed myself in this situation. After that, he decided to stop thinking and start changing his position. If I were a sage, what would I do? He no longer focused on how to practice and become a sage. Instead, he directly followed the standards of a sage. He began to disregard the thoughts and emotions in his mind and acted based on what he knew a sage would do. At first glance, this may seem simple, but in reality, it is extremely difficult. Let me break it down so that everyone can understand. Since we are discussing the mind, all our actions must originate from the subconscious. Human behavior cannot escape the control of the subconscious. Wang Yangming had recognized this and directly cut off the process. This is a form of action similar to playing hard. There is a key point that can help everyone grasp this method. Today, I will share it with you. You can imagine your life as a character in a game. This character, let's call him the AI character in the game world, no matter what he thinks, decides, or does, is actually created by the player behind the scenes. The attributes have already been set in advance. In other words, no matter what this AI character thinks or decides, it is not truly his decision. From his perspective, it seems like his own decision, but in reality, he can never break through the limits of his set attributes. This is exactly Wang Yangming's problem, and it is also our problem today. He realized that no matter how much he thought, cultivated, or practiced, he was still just the AI character, with preset attributes that could only be what they were. For example, let's temporarily call it attribute A. He wanted to break through and change the attack and magic attributes of this AI character, but he couldn't because he was simply a program executing those attributes. In other words, each of us is a program executing our own parameters and cannot change those parameters through mere thought. But what if there's another AI character, let's call him B, who executes the attributes of a sage? That means his attack and magic attributes are much higher than the AI characters. Wang Yangming's breakthrough moment came when he said, I will do what B does. If all my actions are like B's, then I am B myself. What is the use of practicing or focusing on the mind? He immediately broke through his previous limitations. He endured psychological discomfort and didn't care. When he acted according to B's behavior, he certainly felt uneasy because the behavior he was performing wasn't something the AI character would typically do. But in the end, after following this path, he was no longer himself. This is how, through action, Wang Yangming broke through his own limitations of perception. Knowledge and action are two sides of the same coin. Once the subconscious is transformed, action naturally follows. Normally, we only rely on conscious awareness in the brain. The sixth sense, which includes sight, hearing, taste, touch, and thought, to understand things. But this is completely insufficient. We need to practice and change our subconscious in order to change our actions. However, because the subconscious cannot break through its own set parameters, it must be altered through actions, which in turn transform the perception of the subconscious. Your subconscious is controlling your life, but you call it fate. This is what Wang Yangming meant. Wang Yangming's method of changing destiny involves breaking through the set parameters of your mind. Once he achieved this, he became like a sage. The Tao of heaven and the material world merged as one. Understanding the laws of the universe is not easy. If you don't fully understand or feel that what I am conveying now is not quite what I meant, that's okay. Take your time. When you truly grasp the power of spiritual learning, life will become as simple as breathing, like eating or sleeping. Everything you wish to let go of will be released effortlessly, and everything you wish to grasp will come to you naturally.